And we are live. Welcome, everyone. This is wow. People tuning in right away. Thank you. This
Yay!
is the check-in show. The idea about this is just we're some friends who want to make sure that everybody's kind of keeping mentally healthy during all
Yep.
of this. Let's get rid of that picture so you can see. You know what I was gonna say, beautiful faces, but then I looked at us.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Beautiful is stretching the truth a little bit, just
Yeah,
a little.
exactly.
Tell us hi. Say where you're watching
Hi!
from if you want.
Exactly.
Yep.
If you got
let us
anything you
know.
want us to talk about,
Yep.
please feel free.
Mhm.
There's. Oh my goodness, how I'm tired. I've had very busy days recently.
yeah?
So, yeah,
Yeah.
Ah,
yeah.
what were you doing that were they had busy days?
I got to work on a film project, which was great. The trio of directors who are behind Turbo Kid are filming another feature currently, and of course it's bigger budget than say Turbo Kid was, it's from what I saw of it, it was very delightful. There's some special effects. The Blood Brothers special effects crew was on set. If you haven't seen Turbo Kid, watch Turbo Kid. It's amazing. It's super fun. And yeah, so I was there. I got there early in the morning, and we filmed all day. And we filmed. It went a half hour later than it was supposed to. And so by the time I got home, I had enough time to shower before, working the magic for the Love Doctor live stream.
Wow. Hey, that's
so-
tight scheduling there. Yeah.
Very tight scheduling. It was a big thank you to Dan Lister, who gave me a drive home, which saved me about an hour. So like if we had got out on time, I would have had enough time to like just take the metro, come in and start the show, and I'd probably look like more crap than I usually do because I'd be semi still in makeup from the film.
Okay.
Though a lot of the makeup had been removed by the crew, thankfully.
Right.
I wore prosthetics on my face.
Wow. Okay.
So
So,
it was.
in other
it
words,
was
he
neat.
had a very big nose.
Yes. It was sort of funny. Was the I was the with the makeup person who was being very gentle and taking it off. I'm saying don't worry, just you can yank a bit more. They said, oh no. It's you want me to show you? And they said, no, it's not necessary. I said, well, really, you have to go like this. And I took, like they had done a third of it. It was
Yeah.
like more than a half hour in the chair taking the stuff off, and
Wow.
they had they had done a third, and then I did the next third, and then they sort of sped up for the last third. It was and they were worried that they got rid of my eyebrows, but I said no, I don't have any to begin with. So
Yeah, well, there you go.
yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then early this morning, first thing I had to do when I got up after being really exhausted was do an audition.
Oh my.
And I was getting ready to go to doorbell.
Yeah, it's me. I'll be right back.
I
You'll get it.
I was
Okay.
about to head to the pharmacy.
It's I don't know. Oh,
Okay.
my lovely wife, my lovely assistant wife will get my stats.
Aren't you the assistant?
I usually am the assistant. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a prescription delivery. That's what I suspect it is.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I was about to go to the pharmacy because I don't have a prescription delivery. And
There you go.
somebody reminded me, well, aren't you doing check-in? And I went, oh crap. So you may notice that the poster has not changed colors.
Yeah.
But I did update the date and the episode
Yes.
number.
Yeah.
So
You're
very
on top of
quickly
things,
did that.
Paul.
Yeah.
Despite your hectic schedule, you are on top of things.
Yeah.
I thank you
Big
to
thumbs up.
the person
Big thumbs
who
up.
reminded me about this show. Thank you. Because my week would not be the same if I don't chat with the two or three of you, because AJ will be speak of the devil.
There we
Yeah.
go. What a cue! You came in right on cue there, AJ. It's unbelievable. We could not have timed this better.
Yeah. So it's my week is not the same without hanging out with you guys. So Claudia,
Nerd. Sorry.
what's did you just moo?
No, I said nerd.
All right.
Okay.
What were you saying, Paul?
I was going to ask you how your week has been. What have you done that's exciting?
Good.
Or
Good. Nothing much. What did I do? Oh, I was on a film set on Thursday, and then this Saturday I was met up with some with Joe Slavic, and we're just working on some jokes. And then I saw Morbius, which I regret seeing it, but it was
Yeah, the scuttlebutt on the street is not a great. This is not a
it
great.
was
What was it? They said Jared
Jared
Leto's kill. Yeah, he's killing every franchise, and he's okay.
it
Well,
was garbage. It was
You-
pure.
you-
I'm like, why? And then I was turning to my friend. I'm like, well, you know what? We're gonna watch it because my friend hasn't seen the Batman, so we
Okay.
saw the Batman, and I'm like, let's go see Morbius. And then same night, and then we saw Morbius, and I'm like, thank God
Oh
I
my
saw
God.
this for free. Oh my
What
God.
a shot and chaser! You watch a 3-hour Batman movie that I've heard is really good, and
It
then
is
you
good.
finish it up with an hour and a half of Jared Leto just garbaging all over.
Yeah,
oh,
You
at
know
least okay. At least it's only 90 minutes then. Good.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow,
I've
yeah.
heard it's,
Oh, no.
I've heard
Thankful.
it's forgivingly short.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's yeah. So here's the catcher. It's 90 minutes just for the film itself, then 10-15 minutes of credits, and three post scenes. So the credits lasted longer than the garbage film. Now I'm like, oh my God, like to this day, for me it's like, all right, so how to not write a film? You know, Halloween's Rob Zombie's Halloween, and Morbius are how not to make a film. I don't know. And then tonight I'm doing World's Smallest. I want to go try out some stuff. And tomorrow there's Grumpies, which I want to go try out some stuff. And then I have like a few stuff in upcoming weeks. But all this to say is Morbius was garbage. No, there was one cool scene that I enjoyed, and that still was like, yeah. And then the biggest, like I was looking at film reviews and like top 10 reasons not to see Morbius. Number 10, Tyrese Gibbons. Number 9, some other things, and then every second review is like Tyrese Gibbons, Tyrese, and like that is true. Even Matt Smith, who is a doctor, who was an actor in Doctor Who, I read in an article, he didn't even know what he was playing, if it was a bad guy or a good guy. Turns out to be some random guy. I'm like,
Random guy. Oh,
I'm like, oh my God.
there's a role everybody's going out for. Random.
Matt Smith has not had a good role since Doctor Who.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I was gonna
Exactly.
say that it's funny that he got cast as random guy in Morbius because he was also random guy in Terminator Genesis. Like every time he shows up in American film, they're like, "Look, we got Matt Smith in the pre-production." They're like,
Yeah.
"Look, guys, we hired Matt Smith. Aren't you excited?" Then you see the movie and he's blink and you miss him, and you're just like, "Okay, why did you hype it up?" He literally, I think he's the robot that makes John Connor a robot in the opening of Terminator Genesis. Spoiler alert for a bad movie.
Yeah, he is Skynet.
Yeah, he is Skynet for 4 seconds in the opening of that film, and then they don't
Wow.
do the rest of the movie.
Oh my God! I remember that guy. Listen. That film, I could say, is that chase scene on the Golden Gate Bridge was watchable. Everything else, I'm just like, because Genesis was, the beginning was good, but then as the film progressed, I'm like, oh no. And then Dark Faith was worse.
I love James Cameron doing the pre-release stuff where it's like he's like, oh my God, this movie's just like the first movie. It's so good. And then you watch the movie and you're like, bro, is James Cameron just trolling us? Like,
Or was he
people-
on heavy drugs?
Yeah, threatening people with 9 Avatar movies and like
Yeah.
then being like, the Dark Fate or Genesis, whichever one he did the marketing
Faith.
for. Yeah, he was like, oh my God, it's just like my movie. What an excellent film it was. I definitely enjoyed this. I haven't been paid.
honestly,
Well, he's listed as a producer, right?
Yeah, right.
So he's
yeah.
not paying. All these people are going.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. In fact, he wasn't paid to do that. He paid to be able to say that lie. And you're like,
Wow.
weird.
No, but honestly, I don't know. I don't know what kind of drugs the crew of Morbius were on. Like, I don't know what happened. It's like, all right, we're gonna make a film about a Greek vampire. Doesn't have a Greek accent, and he's sick. And oh no, hold on. I have to admit, the way he became Morbius was cool. But after that, like, all right, so what do we do? All right, let's just put a random. You know what? This film must open up for Blade. All right, so what do we do? Throw in Blade reference? No, we're gonna throw in Venom reference. All right, we're gonna have the Vulture, Michael Keaton's character, Vulture. Is it Vulture?
Yeah, Vulture.
Birdman.
Yeah. Vulture.
Vulture. Yes, yeah.
Birdman's
Well,
a completely
okay.
different movie,
Different
which is
movie, yeah.
awesome. So
Yes,
It is.
Birdman is great.
yeah. Throw in Vulture in there. All right. What's gonna do? All right, we're gonna have the Tyrese Gibbons. What is he gonna do? I don't know. He's just put him there. I'm like, oh my god. You know what? I could have played Morbius. Could have been a much better film. Oh man, it was bad. I'm like, oh
yeah, I don't know if I would believe you being held up by the wind.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
yeah, but would you believe me being sick trying to find a cure? See?
I don't know if I'd believe
I easily think of you as sick, Claudia.
Oh my god. The one.
Wait, hold
Well,
on.
you
Did
know-
I miss
you
your
know-
roast show?
I'm sorry, Paul. You say you can't picture him, held up by the wind, and yet, there are blimps.
But
There's
That was
large
too far.
gas
That was
bags.
too
There's,
far.
there's
Right, that was
large
too
gas
far.
bags that are held up
But
in
you
the
know
air.
but you know what? In
Just
some
use it a lot of helium.
but in some comic books, Morbius does not fly.
No, he doesn't.
He just slow. Because the whole thing is that we think he flies because the entire time he's using he's very fast, he's very quick. So you think, oh, he's flying. No, he's just jumping. But anyways, point of the matter is it was a garbage film. Oh my god, I'm so pissed. I mean, I didn't pay any money to see this.
Oh,
But
thank God. You'd be
I was
more
hoping-
pissed.
I was hoping
He
Blade.
glides. He glides. That's what he
Yeah.
does.
But now,
Yeah.
before we continue, now I'm scared for Blade because Blade is one of my favorite characters in the Marvel films, and if they come out with Blade, I am scared that they're gonna do the way just like what they did with Spider-Man, where they add too many jokes, and if it's gonna be on the same par as Morbius, that's what I'm
Well,
scared of.
The thing is,
Spider-Man
though,
needs
like,
jokes. The Spider-Man comic book had jokes.
Had
You
jokes,
don't
yes.
need. You do not need to have a dark Spider-Man.
No,
Yeah, no,
Spider-Man
you're
is
right.
very much tongue-in-cheek. Has
Yeah.
always been tongue-in-cheek.
You're right. I guess it's because I saw the Batman and then I saw the Spider-Man and I saw the Batman. So I'm like, so I don't know what there were some parts of the new Spider-Man film that had that I don't know what it was. It was too many jokes. I don't know what got. It was just okay, but. No, then going to the Batman, that was great. I liked it. But
Well,
point of the matter
with-
is,
with Morbius and with Spider-Man, like with the Spider-Man movies, you can take and leave them. They're Marvel movies for the most
Yeah.
part, but like things like Morbius, those are still
Sony.
Sony. Exactly. So like Morbius is still on Sony's track record of just making bad Marvel movies.
yeah.
That's what they've been doing. Venom was bad. So I think Blade being under the actual MCU, it has a better chance of being good. That being said, MCU movies, I mean, like most people can take or leave some of them. There are a few, like I haven't really cared about the Ant-Man movies. And I think one of the reasons I don't like the second Ant-Man and I don't want to watch it is because in chronology, it released between Infinity War and Endgame. And so now whenever I watch or think about watching Ant-Man 2, I'm like, I'd just rather watch one of those two. And when it came out, I was like, I don't want to watch this. I want to see Endgame. I don't care about.
Yeah.
So there's a few Marvel movies that I could definitely I definitely miss and I don't really care about. But like, I think Blade's in good hands. It is a genuine Marvel property. So
I hope so. I hope because as I mentioned, it's one of my favorite Marvel films, and even graphic novel films graphic novels. It's one of my favorite. I mean, I don't have them. I read them online. But I should get my hands on Blade because Blade's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, Blade is a character that had changed over the years as well.
Yeah.
It's like what variation. Now the Batman movies, it's I find it sort of worrying that the militarization of Batman.
yes.
as the films have evolved, is I think it says something bad about society.
Yeah.
That it just kind of makes it more acceptable for the police to be using military equipment. And I'm sorry, I just discovered that my eyebrow here is still tacky, so apparently I still have some makeup or glue on.
I didn't notice.
Okay. Yeah, there's I don't know. There's so much. I think we're going to see a swing soon because we've been having so many dark and gritty films that we're going to have that the swing to lighthearted and feel good movies.
Yeah.
Like Ryan Reynolds has actually stated that
Yes.
with the what was the new one that he just came out where the time travel one?
Adam Project?
The Adam Project, yeah.
The Adam Project, yeah.
Yeah, he said, like he and the one that he did before that, Free Guy,
Yeah.
he said it made him think back to like as a kid watching like Flight of the Navigator or E.T. Right, and that was sort of part of the spiritual inspiration for the Adam Project. And of putting, of course, his own stamp on it.
Yeah.
Right.
But honestly, I think it's because, and I've been having this conversation with a fellow comic as well. I think it's because we have too much expectations for certain genre of films, So no wonder we go in films and we're disappointed because, again, going into Morbius, now I'm sure everyone watched a lot of comic book films. It's supposed to be just a fun B-ish film, right? But I went in there, and a lot of people went in there with too much expectation, expecting it to be a good film. Instead, we just get a pile of garbage that has been taken out in a few weeks. But that's the thing. And even when I was on film set, I'm saying, I think people have a lot of expectations. Granted, all the work that's been put in, whether you're an actor or cast or crew member, but that's the thing. I've been feeling that a lot. I don't know if it's because I got older and I'm feeling this, but I everyone has a lot of expectations that they forget that going to a film is just supposed to be fun and enjoyable.
Well, I think that one of the many ills and the ills there are in Hollywood and in the film industry in general is that when something becomes successful, everybody seems to just throw out originality and go for the formulaic, and when the formulaic is like when it just becomes rote, it becomes your go-to position. You can't help but put out mediocre stuff because it's like cookie cutter movies and like art movies making movies is an art, and any art form when it stops seeking out either originality or taking a tangent that other people have missed or have ignored and then doing their own thing, when that becomes the oh my god surprise thing rather than what people aspire to, you get stagnation, and stagnation is never entertaining, ever.
Yeah, no, you're right.
The original Marvel universe, when they basically made like Batman '89 and it was really successful, and then like years down the line Marvel had X-Men and they were like, oh, let's just like copy and paste this format endlessly, and that got so dry so quick because it was like early 2000s, and after the first X-Men came out, like all kinds of TV shows turned up the dial on intensity, and so immediately that style was out of date and cliche, and then they made 900 movies. And you get like the original Blade in there, so you have like some movies that are like, oh, there's some original ideas in here, I like some of this stuff. But for the most part, you're getting like 3 Fantastic Four movies that have the exact same plot.
Yeah, there's also I just want to because I thought of this quote and I just wanted to make sure I attribute it properly. Marty Rubin said, "What can be labeled, packaged, and mass-produced is neither art nor truth, nor art." I mean, Blade sort of gets a little bit of a nod as the reboot of the superhero films. not just Marvel, but superhero films in general. But I'd actually take that back to like Darkman, which was sort of like Sam Raimi's first big budget, first time they gave him a big budget, and that's what got Sam Raimi to do Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man,
Yeah.
and then the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. Sorry, I don't want to forget about the one they did in Japan. And he's helming the Multiverse of Madness, the Doctor Strange one. So I'm still kind of excited, but you have to be aware. But if you've read, like, if Chins Could Kill, the Bruce Campbell book, what they did when they made the first Evil Dead film, and it's some of the philosophy that Sam Raimi carries forward, was like they were innovating to do stuff like they had seen without knowing how it was done. But they mathematically, they looked at The Shining and they went, okay, so this, we need a dramatic beat here. We need a happy beat here. We need the jump scares here. And they mapped it out and they wrote the script accordingly. So, I mean, there is a little bit of math to making an entertaining film that's going to entertain the masses. Yeah.
Well, you can always, there's always a way of taking something that is formulaic, if you will, and somehow still, tweaking it here and there, giving it a different flavor or a different take on the plot development that will pace it differently and will actually result in something that doesn't come off as cookie cutter.
It's funny because like just last night, I mean, like not even like 12 hours ago. So Jenny is really into a video game genre, town sims. It's basically like where you like are one person running a farm or running a town and just like trying to like make everything copacetic as possible. And literally last night we found a town simulator called Graveyard Sim, and it's you got to like maintain a graveyard, and it's a satirical flip on the maintain a town, everyone's got to stay okay, and you want everyone to be fine. And this is a flip on that, where essentially you want to fill up the graveyard in town as well as possible, and make it look nice, while everyone else is out living their lives, and you're just like, yeah, pass me your dead bodies.
Yes, so bring out your dad. Bring out your dad.
There's always a way to take that formulaic Fox style and kind of just like turn it literally upside down and be like, what if we like looked at it inversely? And so that's one of the reasons Multiverse of Madness I'm kind of down for it, is because if Marvel is going to give anybody the open reins to kind of turn it on its head, it's Sam Raimi, the guy who actually has a career doing that. And he's had control of superhero properties before, and history has shown us that it's one of the better ones. And he even admits that the third one is bad. So like, not only has he had a good career of 2 out of 3 Spider-Man, but he's at least humble enough to also recognize the third one was probably a pretty big miss, and that if he could do it again differently, he would. And it makes me excited for Multiverse of Madness, just because Sam Raimi's always been a pretty down-to-earth director and creator. I like both. I like all 3 Walking Dead's, Army of Darkness, and like it's very interesting because I'll go off the Marvel train. Evil Dead, yeah. So I was off the Marvel train for a while, and then they like came out with Shang-Chi, and I was like, okay, well, I want to watch a martial arts Marvel movie, like, of course. Right. And then I was like, okay, I'm off the Marvel train again. And they're like, yeah, but Sam Raimi's making Multiverse of Madness. And I'm like, okay, well, Marvel, like, I don't want to give you any more money. I'm done. I saw Endgame. I'm like, 10 years, I'm out. But they just keep on doing little things that I'm like, yeah, I kind of want to see Sam. If they give Sam Raimi control of Multiverse of Madness, then yeah, I do want to see what Sam Raimi does with that.
Yeah. Well, it's sort of it's like you look at any movies that have any franchises that have had trilogies or more or multiple movies. There's always going to be a clunker in like, look at Indiana Jones. First one was great. Second one sucked, and the third one was okay, was much better than the second one. But it's like, and Spielberg himself thought to, hey, we kind of missed there. We kind of like just, let's give it another crack at it. He could have just said, oh no, we made a great one. We made a stinker. Let's just cut our losses and go.
There's actually one of the things I was talking about, like movies with heart. That was one of the things about Shang-Chi was the idea of family was important, and Fast and the Furious never did it for me.
No,
The first one did it for me.
The first one
because it was original, because it had a different twist on
Yeah,
things.
the first and the fourth did it for me. And
well, no, the first one was it was just Point Break. It wasn't original,
exactly.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
right? An undercover cop going in to catch
To street
these
racing
criminals.
instead of surfing.
instead, race cars instead of surfing, still in California, and then sort of bonding with the criminals.
Yeah.
Though it's at YouTube at some point, just go on Robot Chicken Point Break, because there is a brilliant parody of that, that the plane scene from there. But I also I think that's why the short film Turbo Kid, the film Turbo Kid, because they did a short film, T is for Turbo, and then Turbo Kid by the trio of Quebecois directors, Francois Samard, Anouk Wissel, and Johan Carl Wissel. I think the reason why they hit so hard was they had these happy characters in this post-apocalyptic world.
Lots
It was
of color.
lots of color, and everything had been getting grimy and dirty, and all right, let's the thing that really gets me is Snyder was given a chance to direct Superman, and the first thing he says, "Yeah, I want to make Superman kill someone."
yeah.
You don't,
Not really according
no.
to canon, right?
And I mean, if you want to do something like that, do Brightburn.
Yeah, Brightburn was really good for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it
I have to
wasn't
rewatch
Superman.
It's funny to me that so many people are like, Snyder's a visionary, and I'm like, really? Because James Gunn just sneezed out a better version of anything Snyder's ever done that countercultures heroes like Brightburn.
Yeah.
And Brightburn isn't even something I would say is fantastically amazing. It's not like an incredible satire of the genre, but it is a good take on the opposing idea of Superman. And meanwhile, Zack Snyder's like, I've got the greatest take on Superman. He kills a guy, and you're like, I mean, this is just
Wrong.
This is just Superman killing a guy. Brightburn is a good version of a fairy tale turned into a horror story.
Yeah.
And I just can't wait for Superman to be in bright colors again, for someone to make a movie where Superman, saves a cat from a tree or something.
Yeah. and I think, I think the world right now is dark enough.
Yeah.
I think the darkness
You think?
slide became in when, people were getting a bit more cynical, but most of all the bad stuff was happening behind the curtain. Now the bad stuff's happening in front of the curtain.
Yeah.
And we got enough of that. Let's get some light and happy.
Yeah,
in there.
that's sort
Ryan
of
Reynolds
since,
is jumping on it. So
since 2016, the world stage has really taken a turn for the darker. Since 2016, somebody came into power that fucked something up massively. He shall remain unnamed.
actually,
it's not a fun time for cynical superheroes right now. Even The Boys is doing cynical superheroes with more hope in it than the Snyderverse.
James Gunn did Super as well.
Yeah,
which was a great
Batman
film. Which is a great Batman. Elliot Page's character could be problematic a little bit, but I think it sort of went.
I think it all, as problematic as that character is, I think it all leans into the darkness that story tells, which unfortunately, yes, definitely.
I think it's essential, but
to watch, what
was I going to mention? Oh yes, talk about the monkey see, monkey do mentality that's out there. I'm not sure if the three of you are familiar with the comedian Rob Pugh.
Yes.
Okay, Rob is a great stand-up comic, Canadian stand-up comic. I mean, early on in his career, he was on Punk'd because he's an Alberta boy. He's very muscular, healthy. Though he was in a car accident a couple of years ago, and had a bit of leg trouble afterwards, but he's still pretty fine. Still playing hockey. He's very smart, very funny. Derek Seguin was supposed to be headlining in Ottawa this past weekend, but he tested positive for COVID. And so he got Rob Pugh to fill in for him because he knows how solid Rob Pugh is.
Right. Yeah.
Somebody came on stage and took a swing at Rob.
Oh, for Pete's sakes. Oh.
So
and Rob's not
so shortly after.
And I don't get it because Rob is really not a confrontational or an outrageous comic. He's a very he does have some bits that are a little bit in your face, but he comes across as being such a likable guy that how could you get upset at him? It's fucking jokes.
He was on Punk'd. He was on Punk'd as like one of the people that kind of set people up a lot.
Yeah,
right?
But that's because he was the guy you'd never expect it from.
Yeah. He looked like sort of the all-American boy, just with brown hair instead of blonde, right?
Yeah.
That's.
And somebody took a swing at him. Oh, for Pete's sakes!
Yeah.
Somebody wanted his 15 minutes of fame. Wanted to hey, look what I did. Oh, look, bragging rights. Fucking ass.
Police were called and everything. I think they connected. I haven't seen the full story, and I believe there's a video of part of it.
Oh my!
Somebody claimed that they recorded part of it. I haven't seen that yet, but Rob actually finished the set for the audience.
Hey,
professional.
Yes,
professional.
Very good. Very good. Kudos to the man.
There's only one more professional story in Canadian comedy history. There's only one story of somebody being even more professional than that.
Yeah.
And that is the story of Larry Horowitz.
What did he do?
Larry Horowitz, he was actually, I think, the first dean of comedy at the Humber Academy. But years before, he was touring, and so he had his, was he touring? No, I think he was performing in Toronto. And he had a joke where he goes, "Ugh." But the thing is, his stomach was upset. And he shat himself.
Ooh, okay.
On stage in the middle of a headlining set.
Lovely.
And tried to continue, but the front row noticed.
Oh God.
Yeah.
And as the air sort of was circulating backwards, so he just asked, could the MC just come back up for 5-10 minutes or whatever? Ran out to his car, I guess, cleaned himself as much as he could, came back and did the rest of the show in sweatpants that he had in his car.
Jeez. Now that's professionalism and that's commitment. Because I would have fucking just ran and gone, okay, that's my career. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
When you're at your car, you're like, all right, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It might feel fine and warm and happy, but then it gets cold and tacky.
Wow.
Sorry, too much information. I think I've lost Claudio. I'm not sure if he's frozen or reading his phone.
No,
I don't know.
No, I'm listening to all of you.
I'm dropping Canadian history gems here.
Yes.
I saw a lot of hot takes after the Will Smith Chris Rock thing, and I saw one person being like, oh, now people are going to take swings at comedians on stages, and I was just like, that's the most ridiculous of hot takes. And then I hear this barely a week later. I'm like, all right, of all the hot takes, I didn't want this one to be the one that came out first.
Yes.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. If someone takes a swing at you, you'll have to take a swing at them back because,
that's self-defense, basically.
Exactly.
Still,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Honest with this defense, I'm all for it. If anyone comes at me and they're trying to knock me, you know what? I'll knock them the fuck out. Because I'm like, hey, you came at me.
How many fights have you been in, Claudio?
Five.
You've been in 5
Okay.
fights. I pissed off an MMA fighter
Wow.
at a show once.
Yeah, good
God.
luck in that one.
Yeah.
He just sat there in the front row like this
Uh-huh.
because I had a joke about Quebec separatism, and he was Quebecois in Ottawa,
Wow.
and he did not
Take it well.
no.
And
so I did most of my act was afterwards was just like asking everyone else to make sure that I would survive the night.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. That's when you take a chair and he's coming at you. You move out of the way and you smash it in his back and he falls on the floor.
Well, you've-
No, no, that's professional wrestling. That's not MMA.
Yeah. You've
That's-
also got a mic stand too. So you know.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know what? You just throw the person's coming at you. You just throw a chair. You throw a mic stand. Then you take a table. You whip it at his face.
I thought it was funny. People were like, "Oh, Chris Rock could have defended himself with a mic stand." And I was like, I watched that video once, and I saw he had a lav mic. I'm not sure what everyone was talking about.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Take out a little lav mic. Come here.
yeah.
And the idea also, if somebody's coming up on stage and you swinging first,
Yeah. That's not. Yeah.
as much
fact,
as you might feel threatened.
Yeah. In fact, when you I've watched the actual footage of Will going up the stairs. They say, oh well, they said somebody claimed that Chris Rock was leaning into the slap because he expected it. I think he wasn't leaning into the slap. He was like, you're gonna say something to me, like you're gonna just like say,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
you're an asshole. He
Or
thought
don't do
that he was gonna verbally do something. He did not expect to be
No.
slapped. I'm sure of it.
But you know what? Again, if it happens, like, if it happens to one of us, someone's coming up to us really angrily, and then you see they're gonna slap you, you let that happen, and then like, you did it first, and you just punch him right between the eyes.
I don't know if you noticed, Claudio, though, that I weigh 104 pounds soaking wet.
Yeah, and I'm not the greatest fighter on earth, so I don't think I will stake my
Don't worry.
my ground that way.
You know what?
I've won most of the fights I've been in, mainly because the other people back off after breaking their hands on my head.
There you go. So,
I want
That's not an exaggeration.
yeah.
I want fights because I literally just grabbed them and just tossed them on the ground.
Mhm.
And I'm like,
When
yeah.
I was in high school, me and my dumb friends had like a fight club. The only rule was obviously like stop when you say stop.
Okay.
And so we battered the living hell out of each other. I've been in like 150 fights in my life, but like I don't like them.
And you don't like those friends.
No.
Not anymore, actually. Most of them.
Here is a comedian that sort of got in trouble for what happens in this video clip.
Mhm.
What's your name? Kenny, man, what's your name? Asshole. Well, you ain't shitting, but. Yeah, I'll tell you, if you guys don't shut the fuck up, about 200 people are gonna beat the living shit out of you, and I ain't kidding. Because we got people who can just take you out here so fast, man, it'll be like you out in the parking lot going, huh? I know, it's the OK state.
So the thing that he got in trouble for wasn't bringing a guitar on stage. I know that's what we're immediately thinking.
Okay.
Is it inciting
I
violence?
don't know, if you're in Oklahoma, so get Oklahomanian. I guess if you were gay, you'd be in Oklahoma, kind of like this guy. But you know, no, really, don't mess with me, because I don't come down to the bus station and slap the dick out of your mouth when you're working, do I?
Oh, whoa!
School classic.
Wow.
I'm sorry, man. The guy fucking came at me. What do you think, folks?
See, the audience turned on him.
Okay, sure.
That was unnecessary.
Damn.
Violence.
Yeah.
When the audience turns on you.
Mm.
Why do I hear
And-
you guys echoing?
Yeah. Somebody's got it.
That was
Right.
probably because of I was sharing the screen.
Okay.
Probably
okay,
fair.
now.
Yeah, it's end it now. Okay. So that's the thing with that guy there. Like, he felt threatened, so he defended himself.
And then, 200 people witnessed him assault someone.
Yeah. So.
Good old
Yeah, but
violence.
here's okay. I don't want to defend the guy. Assaulting anybody is a bad thing. However, you're in a position where you have to give him the first punch before you can defend yourself.
Yeah.
It's like if the guy's coming up on stage and he's showing intent, it's a gray area. I don't know that legally. It's like if you are fearing for either bodily harm or your life, you have a right to defend yourself.
Yeah. You do.
Yeah, that's the thing, is like it's always contextual, but like I'm I'm definitely not the strike first kind of person, but I'm also like the not down to get struck kind of person.
Yeah,
so, like,
exactly.
like, it's
Yeah.
in the middle ground.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter. Like, that was obviously, that was a fairly large venue, capacity
Right.
200. That
Yeah.
would be a little bit bigger than the Comedy Nest here in Montreal.
Yeah.
But it size doesn't matter. It could be like a small little room or
Yeah, exactly.
actually or a Just for Laugh stage, which happened with
Yeah.
comedian Jerry Sadowitz.
Yes.
What happened with Jerry Sarowitz?
He made a
So
Quebecois
he's-
joke, and so
Yeah, he was Scottish, but he's also Jewish.
Okay.
And he's also known as being a shock comic, like
Okay.
an edgelord before they were edgelords, and
Original.
and of course he has a pre-approved script, but he doesn't care
Yeah.
about that because he's a big star in the UK,
Mm-hmm.
and he made a joke about this place would be so nice if it wasn't for the French.
Oh shit!
yeah.
He's, why do you let them live here? And
Oh my god, that is hilariously bad.
Yeah. In
Yeah.
Montreal. Yeah.
in
In
Montreal.
Montreal, on top of that,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
And somebody got up, walked very calmly on stage, and Sadowitz looked at him, and then the guy just hauled off and broke his
Decked
nose.
him. Yeah. Decked him.
God damn.
Imagine
And
being
if you
such
see the
a
size of Sadowitz's nose,
nationalist.
it's that was an impressive feat.
Yeah.
Yeah. AG, what were you saying?
I was saying, imagine being such a nationalist. You had to punch someone for making fun of a territory or country that doesn't care about you.
Yeah. Really.
Just like,
Yeah,
oh, you
true,
told
eh?
Quebec, the place that exploits me.
Yeah.
Tab neck.
Excuse
okay.
me. That's the province that taxes me at the highest rate possible. You don't
Yeah.
disrespect those people, okay?
Exactly.
They're hard working,
Exactly.
exploiting my
Yeah.
hard work.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's okay. I saw the John Wick trilogies. I know what to expect in my No, it's because I have a big show coming. I have two big shows coming up, and one of them is with this guy named Big Will, and it's at a big theater, and then he's like, I think it's like around 200 to 400 people. I'm like, perfect. That's okay. I saw all the action movies. I saw John Wick dodging fists and bullets. I'm good. I could, someone's gonna come at me with fists. I'm like, all right, let's go. If George W. Bush can dodge a sandal, I could dodge a fist.
It wasn't a sandal. It was a shoe.
Oh, was it-
Legendary, man.
Don't worry.
And Justin Bieber couldn't dodge a water bottle when he shared the stage, or was it Justin Timberlake? It was a Justin.
I
It
think
doesn't
it
matter
was
which one. When he was on stage with the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
He got a water bottle thrown.
Yeah.
Lucky he didn't get a
And Mick
That
Jagger
is-
yelled at the audience for it.
That is awesomely beautiful.
But there is a classic video online of a musician that somebody throws a glass of beer at.
Yes. Well. I mean, I'm not sure if you're the one that's talking about it, but there had been multiple accounts where it happened, and then you had Dave Bautista doing a speech, and then someone got mad at him. He just didn't even throw anything. Guy said, "If f off, you're a shitty wrestler and a shitty actor." Batista like put the mic down, and he just jumped on it was a person in front of you. You just jumped on them, landed on them, and then broke the table and broke the guy's nose. Like that is hilarious.
And
wanna
we
be
have
like-
the kitty cat here.
Yes.
It's now It's now Kif's show.
Yeah. Hey, Kitty, what do you do when people are
Oh,
trying to
you know
come
what?
up-
They have Kif's poses down too
Yeah.
from Futurama. That's just
Yeah.
Yep.
By the way, AG, I was really scared. I thought you were wearing boxers, and I'm like, oh god. And then now you're not wearing. Thank God.
I've actually these are fleece jeans. They're jeans on the outside, fleece on the inside.
Oh, those are good. Those are good. Good quality jeans. Can't go wrong with those jeans.
nice and warm.
So good
Yes.
for winter.
Yeah, but so bad in the summer.
All right, just let's see if I can do this quickly so they don't shut down our stream. Oh no, I did the wrong thing. hit the wrong button.
You had one job, Paul. One job.
I know.
Wow, damn it, AJ! How dare you? No.
It's really been Kif the whole time.
Here
Here we are. So he's crowd walking, which is bigger than crowd surfing.
Who's this again? Bieber?
Threw a beer at him and he caught it.
Yeah, watch. Comes in, perfect angle.
That's awesome.
That is next level awesome.
Yes.
Oh my God.
That is practically green room shit.
Paul,
there.
still
Yeah.
goes echo.
We have echoes now.
Now we don't.
And,
No.
and are
Oh
they
my
still there?
God,
No.
that is amazing.
I
And then
know.
he caught it. He caught it like this.
And he immediately just went and tossed
Yeah,
it
but-
over.
yeah,
It's like,
but-
it was
yeah,
it was like it was like
No
a
concern what
perfect
could be in
moment.
it.
Yeah, exactly. You know what-
Perfect
you know what?
moment. It's like
Yeah. I was just gonna mention that he he caught the beer so well, and the guy the person could have put X-Lax or Molly. He goes, no, fuck it. All right, if you weird, Mike. You know what? If I was him, I would just caught the beer and just been like, all right, well, I'm just gonna toss it.
Honestly, as someone who's been to a lot of like hardcore metal shows, catching
Yeah.
is like it's like a tertiary talent of lead singers. There's there's something that hardcore singers do a lot where they'll first of all we've all held a microphone.
Right.
That end is no picnic.
Yeah.
That iron grid hurts like if you just loosed it on the chain and smashed someone with it like from the wire,
Yeah.
you'd break
Yeah.
some teeth out.
Yeah. Like a nunchuck.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
hardcore singers.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I've been to 100 shows, and hardcore singers will like twirl the mic way off on the cord while they're spinning it, and then like rip it back into their hand in one shot, and then just like right in their face back to screaming.
Right.
And seeing them do that perfectly, you're like, oh wow, like what a neat little trick. And then you realize how hard it is to practice something like that, and how failing that trick is taking like a 6-pound iron fist to the teeth.
smacking yourself in the face with your mic.
Yeah.
That's
So like when I
right.
see
That's right.
hardcore singers like catch anything, I'm like, there's that. Yeah, that's that mic catching talent because they don't have anything to do on stage but like swing their mic and do wild crap with it. And I just it always impresses me when.
Yeah, Roger Daltrey was a master at that.
It's what was it? Well, Aerosmith. They started out as a Rolling Stones cover band,
Yeah.
which so like Mick Jagger was very much about the show. The Beatles, they were all playing instruments, but their time in Berlin taught them about das Show. Like the show is what's important. Being entertaining while you're on stage.
It's funny
And
the
off.
Beatles they're seen as like such an amazing band, and I think one of the big reasons is because they went and learned a lot about other cultures' music and brought that into their own music. And I think that's why a lot of people give Beatles credit about being like this really amazing band. It's because they learned a lot from their peers, like constantly. Every album is different because they always, when they traveled to a new location to play their last album, they learned a whole bunch of culture stuff about music for their next album.
Yes, and they also had Brian Epstein, who was a major, like a master packager of, their the show, the image, the styling. He had so many things that and when he left them basically, then they were sort of like they went when they went on to their next manager. There was a much more free for all. They got it. Their look just disappeared. Everybody did their own thing.
And that's when the meltdown started to come.
Yeah, that was sort of like
They also clicked. That was part of the time in
Yes.
Berlin where they were doing the long hours, like before Ringo joined. I'm sorry we're boring you, Claudio.
No,
But-
no. My eyes, I want to go because I mentioned Even
Right,
when
you
I
get,
was-
you
I-
get dust in your eyes. Yeah.
I want to go see the eye doctor too, and I'm like, that didn't help.
But they clicked. They realized it's not just the music; it's the
Yep.
performance.
Yep.
Yep.
And when I run into like some comics today, and we're talking about the craft, and they go, "Well, no, it's all about the writing. It's my writing is it doesn't matter how you do it or what you do off stage or anything like that."
Whoa.
Hold on, Paul. You're doing it wrong. You're doing it
No,
wrong. It's all
no,
about the
come on.
writing. It's all about the writing.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
funny because as a lifelong fan of comedy, I wouldn't say that I'm I don't think Jerry Seinfeld is particularly hysterical or anything, but I like watching him do comedy because it's like a watchmaker watching a really good clock go off. You're just watching beat, beat, punch, beat, beat, punch, beat, beat, punch, and you're like, holy shit, he's got the rhythm, and it's his specifically. So you watch it and you don't want to emulate it, and you don't necessarily want to copy it, but you're just like, oh, I'm watching a really good clock do its ticking really well. So for me, I love watching all forms of comedy. Well, I like experiencing all forms of comedy. I would say that storytelling comedy, like people who go on long form storytelling, that shit kills me. I can't necessarily cling to a long story, but I appreciate the style of long form storytelling.
If it's well done, you can get into it.
Yeah.
But if it's not well done, it's like you.
The great storytellers still have this beat punch through the longer story.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
it's got a narrative.
Yeah, Mike, what was that comic we wanted to go see 2 summers ago at JFL? And we were with a work colleague of mine. You both enjoyed it, but you both were turning to me, and it looks like I wanted to escape the room. Oh my god, it was bad. I mean, it was dry for an hour and a half, and I kept looking at my watch, and Mike and my friends like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, I want to get the fuck out of here. I want to get the fuck." I'm
I
like,
can't
and then
remember who that was.
oh my god.
Can you describe them or remember one of their jokes?
Was it at Last Trial?
Yes.
Okay, I'm trying to remember who it was. He was recording it for JFL, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and he had, I don't remember the guy's name. That's how memorable he was.
Yeah, it was so
Yeah.
dry, and I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my god, like what? Like
British or American or
American?
Australian?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
I'll
American.
I'll just
Yeah.
say this, Paul. I don't know if you've seen, and not to shit on him as a comedian, but Tom Segura.
Yeah.
I would say that he's the highest level of storyteller comedian right now, but he's the kind of storyteller that there's just not enough punches through the story that
Right.
I've tried to watch his stuff, and I like him on podcasts. Again, nothing against Tom Segura. He's
Yeah.
a perfectly fine comedian. But just his specials, it's that storytelling. That's the one. That's my go-to. I can't listen to that for an hour.
I'm the same with Andrew Schultz. Andrew Schultz for me as a comedian, he's not bad. He's his energy is there, his jokes are there. Just I don't like his delivery, but I could listen to Andrew Schultz on a podcast. Yeah.
I think I may have mentioned this before, but I just needed to say this before we go on. I am not a fan of Seinfeld stand-up.
Okay.
I recognize the craft.
That's what I was saying. That's kind of the only part I really like.
But do you like Seinfeld
But-
as an actor?
No, I get to appreciate the show afterwards because I recognize that that he knew his deficit and he surrounded himself with amazing actors for the TV show.
Yeah.
But I never watched the TV show on the first run because of the fact that when I watched his stand up, I recognized the beat punch, but it's he has a setup and then he does the punch and then I feel like he thinks we're too stupid to understand the punchline, that he does it again with an exaggeration.
You know
And
what?
I'm going, no, I understood it, gave it the appropriate amount of a smile at first,
Yeah.
and now you're telling me I'm stupid?
Yeah.
I
wouldn't argue with that. I wouldn't argue with that.
yeah.
With that.
Oh, no, sorry. I'll go ahead,
No.
AG. Sorry, I was cutting you out. Sorry.
No, I was just I wouldn't argue with Paul's assessment because like that
Yeah.
that is probably the weakest part for me when I watch his mechanical skill is that he usually takes that third level into the punch where he pushes
Yeah.
the exaggeration, which is a little. It's a little
With the
bit of a
squeaky
waste
voice,
of
which
the
is so
time.
put
Yeah.
on at this
And
point.
that's
Yes.
Yeah, I
I mean,
saw his-
he
What's going on?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he that whole shtick that he's got is his signature. He does it very, very well, but after 10, 15 minutes, it's like, what else you got?
I like, like he did a special 24 something. It was on Netflix at 24.
Well,
anyways.
when I say Seinfeld specials, I also mean older ones. I haven't seen
Yeah.
any of the newer ones because I imagine like ever since being a millionaire, he's probably not
Yeah.
super down.
Relatable?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like for me it's kind of opposite because when I say special, I mean Netflix special. Like he did a joke about the buffet. Oh, Jerry, you gotta go to the buffet, and he kept saying it for a minute, and his voice got squeaker, and no one goes, "You gotta go to the buffet." People are talking about the buffet, and then he mentioned chicken. He goes, "It's chicken," and with that squeaky voice, I went, "Oh my fucking god, what else happened? Why are you going on about?" People saying it's like me saying, "Oh, guys, you gotta try this threesome. It's a really good threesome. You got threesome, 2 guys or 2 girls and 1 guy, 1 girl. You gotta have this threesome." People are telling me. I mean, just imagine how annoying that would be if I kept saying threesome over in each freaking scenario. But good for Seinfeld though. You know what? He's a millionaire. He was on Curb Your Enthusiasm. And,
Yeah, well, I was gonna say in all fairness, Paul, with your breakdown, it's like most of the common denominator he's talking to that made him his fortune are people that are like, oh yeah, the exaggeration really helps.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've been talking for close to an hour, and I think it's time to, wrap it up. Hopes for the week, plans for the week. Claudio,
nothing. Honestly, is gonna work and
just works doing shows. You mentioned shows earlier.
Yeah.
Mike.
I have another great occasion of assisting my mother-in-law with her health issues on Friday. But on Saturday, Saturday and possibly a day before Saturday, I'm not sure, or maybe even Thursday, I'm not sure. I'm having people come in to assess the possibility of building my deck this summer because there's things that have to be done and things I have to attend to. And this time next week, I'll be just before having our windows and patio door put in. So I'm trying to get all those ducks in a row. So, but yeah, I'm also doing. I'm just trying to gear myself up because I'm still, very depressed at the situation with the BA2 variant and all the news that we're hearing about. There's going to be there is a sixth wave, and it's gonna come, and it's gonna. What it's going to entail. So I'm still very, very much, not. I'm looking forward to getting back on stage, but it doesn't look like it's going to be anytime soon. So I'm biding my time is what I'm doing.
We're not out of the swamp yet.
Yeah,
AJ?
Unfortunately.
Probably going to be running a few. I got one logo made for my Twitch channel, so it's uploaded on there now. So I'm probably going to start in the next week running test streams where I just go live to nobody and just run the dials and see what it's like.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start doing that and testing that out. I wanted to say April 1st was a really bad day for them to announce the first Amazon union.
Yeah. Yeah.
That stressed me out really hard. I was like, oh, Amazon's first union? Cool, thanks, April 1st. That's a really specific joke, you a-hole. And then this April 2nd, people are like, so anyway, that Amazon union. And I'm like, oh, that wasn't a fool? Oh my God, we made it. So.
Yep. Oh my. So yeah, it's, it is what it is.
Did Paul just bail out?
I don't know. Did he just bail out on us? No, because we're still live, so I don't know what's going on. Well, and you,
Well-
Claudio, what about you?
No, I was the first one. I mentioned.
Oh, you were the
everything.
first one. Okay,
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
there
yeah.
you go. Well,
Yeah,
we're waiting on
yeah.
Paul
Yeah,
to
just-
tell us
Yeah.
what's
All
what
right.
then.
So everyone just wait silently until Paul comes back.
Dead air it.
Yes, but dead air is never a good thing when you're
Yeah.
doing something like online.
That's true,
Not
that's
that's not supposed to. It's not going to endear us to people who are actually tuning in, and we want to have
Yeah.
people tune in, right? So
Exactly.
yeah,
All right.
let's
so,
keep it up.
Yeah.
And
So let's
Kip-
end it
Kip
here.
just left, so I have
So-
nothing to show on screen.
Yes. Well, what? The cat left. Cat left. Ah,
Yeah.
how's Paul?
All right.
Doing good. I had to take him for a walk right before this.
Yeah.
You know, we gotta train him to not react to people so poorly, but it's
Apparently, dachshunds are not the easiest
new.
breed to not necessarily train, but to make them react the way you expect or want
Yeah.
them to react. So
And it's really looking like no matter how much training we give him, it's looking
Yeah.
like this is one of those dogs that's just not going to be allowed near kids. No,
okay,
because
okay.
you can't train a dog to be better with children, because whose
No.
children are you going to test your dog on, right? So at this
Yes, I
Yeah,
can see. I can see that would be an issue.
at this rate, Toe is just a like not that he'd ever go to an SPCA, but like he would be filled out as a like absolutely no children. He
Yes.
gets really weird around kids. He thinks they're little monsters, and he gets
Snappy?
uncontrollable. I don't
So
turn
he
corners.
understands what they are, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Well, as someone who intends to never have children, yes, Poe sees through the veil of darkness that children are monsters.
Actually, you know what? Before we go,
Yep.
we go, I want to say this. I want to go to Winners. I want to see if they have any wrestling figurines, because I collected one and now I want to collect another one. So I want to go there before I go to World Small. So
I have a
like-
collection. I have a collection of one.
Yeah, because I collected Matt
Collect the right
Hardy.
stuff. That's all you need.
Well, yes, exactly.
I have an
One is
action
a start. Yeah.
figure. Yeah, but I have an action figure. I took it out of the box, so I'm like, the
Oh,
next
it's
one,
not worth it.
it
Yeah,
is worth.
that's-
Yeah, he's still there. I mean, it's not like I'm never gonna meet the guy anyway. So and I'm never gonna sell it. So
Yeah.
Oh, you know
So-
those Funko Pops?
Yeah.
I literally got my first Funko Pop because my friend bought me like a Goku, and he's like, "Here you go for your collection." And as I grabbed it, I was like, one of many.
how many do you have?
Well,
One.
now
Now.
Now I have one.
I mean,
Yeah.
the collector in the MCU, his thing was he wanted unique items,
Yes.
right?
I
So
collect
he
one
wanted
of everything.
of all the things that no one else has any of.
in all fairness, my Funko Pops are like the Lich from Adventure Time, which is pretty niche. The Robot Devil from Futurama, which is pretty niche. And the Black Knight from Monty Python's Holy Grail with both his arms missing and blood spurting.
Yay!
That one's actually a Comic-Con limited edition, which means they made up a original one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
All right.
All
I think
right.
it's time for us to go. Sorry
Yes.
for my
Yeah.
quick disappearance.
All right.
Of course, my good buddy, the Love Doctor, will be on Wednesday at the Wiggle Room, and on Sunday his live stream will return. Thank you everyone who did tune in, and thank you guys for like hanging out with me and letting me rant a little bit and say things that should get me canceled.
No,
Be
thank
well,
you.
guys.
Appreciate it.
Stay
Love you
safe.
all.